Hi guys. So I've decided to try and do this vlog thing a bit more because I thought it was really fun yesterday, and I feel like it's a great way to sort of get across short messages instead of writing a full-on blog post about it. So it'll be about like I went shopping yesterday, and that always brings me down on how can you deal with these sort of things, or public transportation issues when you get anxiety and that, and these kind of things that are just small things, but that isn't necessarily worth an entire blog post. And of course today I do have a topic in mind, which is festivals. It is festival season. I myself am going to a festival tomorrow. This is what I'm bringing, most of it anyways, or what we're bringing, because I'm going with my boyfriend, of course. And I wanted to post a few tips and tricks for you guys if you are going to a festival and you do have issues with anxiety or whatever diagnosis you may have. I just forgot every diagnosis that exists, even my own. But if you do have issues with depression or anxiety or these kind of things, the first festival I went to where I camped there was also the first time I had an anxiety attack, which of course was not just a situation but other things as well that brought it along. But yeah, so I know how important it is to sort of plan ahead a bit, or just like think things through a bit more. So I've got altogether 4 tips and tricks for you that you can keep in mind, and of course if you've got anything, please post it. It's always good to learn more. But trick number 1, or tip number 1, if you are going along with somebody at the festival that you're going to, which I hope you are, because you shouldn't be going to these things alone, then tell that person your situation. Tell them what your issues are, what reactions you might have, and what to do if you do have a reaction. Of course, like I said, I'm going with my boyfriend, so he knows what to do if I have an anxiety attack, and I have different kinds of anxiety attacks, so he knows what to do in different situations. If I have a borderline reaction, he knows what to do. If I have an OCD reaction, and so on and so forth. He, by now, knows how to deal with these things. We're working at the festival at something called Standby-Holdet, or the Standby team, which is the best place to work. And the people in charge there are aware of my situation, because I told them last year when I worked there, and most of them follow me on Facebook, so they've probably noticed all the things that I post about mental illness, so I'm pretty sure they've guessed by now. But it'll make it easier for you to be in your situation if you have a reaction, and it'll make it easier for the people that you're with to understand what's happening and to help you if necessary. Trick number 2. Make sure you have some place to go that's a bit your space or secluded. So be it your tent, or be it a little space that you've found that's a bit more empty. Or maybe, I know, for example, the Roskilde Festival, which is what I'm going to, the biggest festival in Scandinavia. I know that they have different things throughout the day, like they have yoga classes and different things throughout the day, actually, for people that you can go and sort of just do your own thing. Because of course sometimes it's really necessary to just be in your own space, or just do your own thing, just clear your mind a bit and get away from people, which is totally okay and totally fine, and if that's what you need, do it. The camp that we live in is a work camp just for this Standby-Holdet, so it's a bit secluded from everything else, which is actually really nice, because it feels a bit more safe, and it's away from all the really drunk people. And of course it's a work area, so it's a bit more just professional, and yeah, a bit more safe to be in. What I usually do is I also bring along a book, or a Sudoku, or a crossword puzzle, because I'm like 80 inside, and I bring along my headphones, and then I just sort of step back a bit and just do that for half an hour, because that's how long I can stand to be away from the action. Or I meditate, or I do yoga, or I stretch, or take a walk, or whatever is your thing, whatever you like to do. Make sure you do it just for your own sake. Trick number 3, or tip number 3. So festivals are of course notorious for being places where you intake certain substances. You are often drunk a lot of the time at a festival, I know I am. Or you smoke weed, or you take a bit of harder stuff, which I don't suggest you do, but still. Festivals are places where you do that, or where you try it for the first time as well. So be really, really mindful of that. Be mindful of, if you absolutely have to do it, then do it with somebody that you know. Try not to do it. But be mindful of it. Be aware of how much your intake is. How much are you drinking? How much can you usually drink before you have a reaction? Or do you often go spiraling when you drink? Or what is the typical reaction you have to these kind of things? So keep that in mind. And be aware of how much you drink. Because of course you don't sleep as well at these kind of things. So just keep that in mind and be aware of it. And lastly, just take care of yourself. If you need to step back, step back. If you live close enough to the festival to go home for like a day or for a couple of hours, then do that. Or if you have a friend close by, go take a proper shower, take a proper nap, eat some proper food, like all of these things. Be aware of that and do it. There's no shame in needing to, in having a need to have your own space or do your own thing for a couple of hours. Or if you finally realize that you tried it and this just isn't for you, then that's fine too. It's totally acceptable, and it'll also make it easier for you to enjoy yourself if you have these things in mind, but it'll also make it easier for the people that you're with to help you if anything happens, or to enjoy that festival a bit more, so you all have a great time together. So with that, I was trying to do this short. I don't know how short it ended up being, but with that, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and just, I hope you have a great time if you are going to a festival. If not, then this is a great trick for when you are. And yeah, I will probably see you soon. Bye.